Hey guys, Kier here, and this time, as you can see, this is basically gonna be similar to a review, but it's gonna be like more focused on like the good parts and like saying why you should read it, instead of a review where I talk about every part, whether it be good or bad. And it's also gonna be about a series I've already seen or like I really like. But yeah, I do have 3 other videos planned that weren't gonna be this. I can't do all 3 of them because I can't really explain the situation without spoiling what the videos would be, but yeah, I just can't. Trust me though, I will have them. I will at least try to post 2 of them by next week, but I'll have to see. I'll have to see. But yeah, you don't know how these work. I was gonna say you do, but I don't think you do. I'm gonna just like do a bunch of like the positive stuff about the series and the negative. I'm not really gonna like say any not spoil. I'm not gonna spoil it because it's why you should read and why might I spoil it. But yeah, the video idea is kind of simple. You'll see how it works along the way. So yeah, let's get straight into it. As for why you should read One Piece, first of all I decided to do One Piece just because it was just the first one that came to mind, and it was a very easy topic to do it on. Right? I have a lot of reasons why you should read One Piece, and there aren't really many why you shouldn't. The only valid reason I can see would be like it's too long, and that's not even a criticism against the series. It's just like, some people don't like reading 1,012 chapters or something about a series that they might not even like enjoy that much. And I can see that as a reason. It's just that as a criticism to the series, it's not really valid. That's like saying a series is bad because it's too short. It just doesn't work. But yeah, as for my like main reasons I'd say you should read One Piece, I definitely think the cast is the best of any series out there. Not to say other series don't have good cast. It's just that One Piece's cast has so many good characters within. Like, first of all, like the Straw Hats, obviously, all great characters. There are some that aren't as good as others, but I wouldn't really say there's a character at least in the Straw Hats, that is below a 7. They all have either a good backstory or they have their own arc dedicated to them. Aside from Zoro, but he's still like a really good character. He's an interesting character nonetheless. And even outside of the Straw Hats, you have basically any antagonist. There's also Dofi, as I did that video on. Any character that's like specific to an arc, right? So like, for example, Rebecca from just Rosa, she might not be the best character, but there's still good characters, and there's plenty of examples of that. A lot of people's favorite character could not even be a Straw Hat or like a main antagonist. It could be a side character that shows up a few times, right? It could be like Bon Clay. I think that's part of the reason why One Piece's you can argue that One Piece's cast is the best out there. It's because you look at any One Piece top 10 list, and while yeah, the top 3 is most of the time going to be very similar. It's going to have Luffy, it's going to have Zoro. It's the third one that generally changes a lot. It's the rest of the, like, from like 4 to 10, and you can do a top 20 and it would still be filled with characters, and a lot of people's like favorite characters might not even show up in the top 20 because of just how many good characters there are in the series. Like Corazon is a great character. Dofi is a great character. There's a lot of really good characters in the series, and the series will if you do read it or watch it if you haven't already, the series will probably have at least like one character in every category, I guess, for characters. I don't know how to explain that, but like, it'll have Luffy's probably gonna be at least top 20, I think I'd say, but it's almost guaranteed to have a top 10 side character for you. Opening, maybe not, maybe as well. Antagonist, it will most likely have at least top 15. But yeah, the characters in One Piece is at least my favorite part of it. Another great part of it is the world building, which I'll get into now. It's a very, like, One Piece has probably my favorite world as when it comes to like how the world building is done, because it's so layered and complex. Well, that might be like other series that have, let's say, they tell you like everything down to the foods and the ecosystems. You still have an idea of how every country is doing in every way. You see how they do economically, like how they do trade. Every like country has a different geographical like theme, I guess. Like Water 7 has water. Wano is like not ancient Japan. It's like, samurai era Japan. I don't know what samurai era is. I don't know if it's Edo or whatever. But yeah. So because of that, you really see all these different locations and just geographical areas that you normally wouldn't see in another series, right? Maybe because the series just isn't confident showing these otherworldly locations or something else. But not only is it cool that it does that, it's also like really layered. It's not like, oh yeah, Wano looks cool, that's it. No, it's like Wano does look cool, but they also do show you like the culture, the problems with it, the good things about it, everything about each country. You basically know about it, and you know how the countries work. And that's not even including just the countries, right? We are getting little pieces of information of the past every once in a while. But yeah, that's one of the good things I like about One Piece is that although we know a lot, but at the same time we don't know anything, I guess is the best way to describe it. Because there's so much we know about like the current world, yet there's so much we don't know about the past and also the current world, like different things that probably a lot of normal people in the world do know, right? We know a lot of things that the average person in One Piece does know, and we don't know a lot of things that the average person in One Piece doesn't know, you know? And that's, you know, that's a good thing. I really can't complain about it. It also is part of the reason why the One Piece fandom probably just won't die until the series is completely done, and even after, because since we know so much, it's like there's so many theories people can make, and cause you can be surprised at the amount of theories that you can see in the One Piece fandom. Anything from something completely ridiculous to something a bit more realistic and is actually like probable. And I think there are a lot of times where it's correct. And a lot of this comes to how also like good Oda's foreshadowing is, because he kind of like the smallest detail, and then it can lead to like the biggest event. So really, any small detail to a current event, not to a current event, a future event, could be like some massive foreshadowing that we notice. There was one example which I don't want to mention because spoilers, but I guess one good one too for that isn't really spoilers unless you've seen the series is the Mr. Prince scene. That's a bunch of foreshadowing from later on in the series. There's other ones too that aren't as big, but you know that one's more like the biggest spoiler in the series. But yeah, another thing that's good about it, talking about the spoilers, is the story. The story is also pretty unique. A lot of people will complain that the arcs are very similar because they go to an island, they save a princess or whatever, and the island's saved. I think there are only like 4 islands that has like a princess or a king or whatever, in all like 22 arcs in One Piece. So that's just kind of dumb. And also, not everyone is about, you know, saving an island. There's Enies Lobby, Marineford, Impel Down, Dressrosa, Wano. They're all really different. They all have their own, I guess, personality to them. And because the world building is so good, right? Going back to the world building, it also helps make each arc feel different and unique. And you know, every arc also has its own like very iconic scene, right? There aren't that many arcs that are just boring. They either have a really cool iconic scene, like, you know, a really good way, or it's just, you know, a funny meme that the community's made, right? Like the Afro Luffy or whatever. But yeah, the story's really good. The animation isn't the best for the most part, right? It's not bad for any means, but considering it came, like, there are some scenes that came out in the same time as like Phase Zero, and even then, it just doesn't compare. I'm pretty sure like some scenes in in like Soul Society Bleach are better animated than some of the scenes in Dressrosa, for example. But that's not to say animation is bad, right? It's good animation. It has its own style, I guess, sometimes. The OST is good. Actually, the animation in Wano is actually like really good. I can't really complain about it. Not that I'm watching Wano, but anyways. The OST and like opening is really good. I already said that, but like I forgot what it's called, but it's the opening where that basically shows up anytime someone makes an entrance. Really, any of the OSTs in One Piece that aren't like unique to one character. So not Sanji's theme, but it's like other themes are really all really good. It's mostly the one that you'll see in anyone's top 5 who's seen the series, and yeah, it's basically most of the stuff I wanted to mention about the series. There isn't really too much that hasn't been said that I haven't mentioned in other like videos, right? Because you'll see most videos I make, I'll like name drop One Piece when I say it's really good. Like, oh, it's really good. It's not better than One Piece, but yeah, whatever. And One Piece was also my favorite series for a long, long time until I read Sunken Rock, and even then, I'd probably say, from a more critical standpoint, right? I'm not trying to say objectively or whatever, but from a more critical standpoint, One Piece is better. It's just that I guess it's because Sunken Rock as like my favorite character of all time. It was my favorite. It was my first manga. Not my first manga. It was one of my first mangas, and it still has like the best art I've seen to this day in any manga. And then it really, it really helps with making it my favorite. Which One Piece, kind of hard to compete with that. Well, I still have like a lot of nostalgia for One Piece. I still love One Piece. It's a great series. One Piece is probably the only series that I'll never get bored about when it comes to like talking about it, because there's so many theories, and like the fandom's not bad. Not a lot of them have the best like ideas, I guess is the best way to say it politely, but the way they come up with some theories, it's always interesting to see like how a theory unfolds throughout the series. But yeah, that's basically all I wanted to mention for One Piece. I don't really have anything else that I want to say. So yeah, as you could probably tell, I was trying to do this off the top of my head because I just like One Piece that much. I don't really need a script to list the reasons. But yeah, if you liked the video, let me know what you thought down below. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And peace.